Hey everybody, so today I'm going to do a full makeup look using all dollar store products from the Dollar Tree, and everything at the dollar store was $1.25. So if you want to see the video of how I got this interesting look, please stay tuned. I did find some foundation and it's in dark and medium. So let's go in with the dark and I'm going to see how dark that is and see if it'll actually blend with my skin tone. Okay. So that's the foundation in dark. That might actually be a better color, so I'm actually going to use that. I'm not using any of my brushes for this, just so I can get a true dollar store foundation look. Just gonna blend that in. It's a little bit too dark for me, I think, but it is from the dollar store, so I can't be too greedy with the colors. And I didn't use a primer because I couldn't find a primer at the dollar store. Obviously, you would want to use a primer if you're gonna, use some dollar store makeup. You don't want this on your face and seeping in your pores too much because I can't imagine the quality being amazing. Okay, so that is what it looks like, the foundation on my face. It's not too bad. It's looking alright. It doesn't feel too cakey or anything like that, so that's pretty good. Next, obviously, is a concealer, and that is the concealer that I found here. It says that it's a high definition concealer, and this one is in number 3, so it kind of looks like it might be too light. And it also says that it's anti-creasing, so I don't really know if that's true. That might be too light for me. I am going to use a beauty blender for this just because I like the way it looks better than like with your fingers or with the brushes they come in. It doesn't look like it covers too well. Obviously that is my darker bag. So I'll just go in and apply that a few coats, I think. It's not too bad. It is definitely a little bit lighter than my skin, which is good. It's not super dark. I was thinking it was going to be a little bit too dark for my skin tone. When I look a bit more into the actual mirror that I've got right here, it actually looks a lot better than I was anticipating it to look. Now I would actually use one of my banana powders or my Laura Mercier powder to bake that on, but since I don't have one of those, I'm going to go in with my powder now. This powder actually came with a little bit of a flimsy sponge. I'm going to go in and use that, and this is the color that tan, so I don't really know how tanned it's going to be. It might be too dark for my skin. Make sure I pulled it down. I would definitely go out and get myself a better one of these sponges if you're actually planning on using makeup from the dollar store. It's definitely a bit too dark for my skin tone, so it's alright. I'm gonna look like it's summertime. So that's what the sponge looks like. It's very flimsy and kind of gross, but honestly it's not a bad coverage. There's a bit streaky spots, so I don't really recommend using a dollar store foundation or a dollar store powder, but that's kind of the fun experiment of all of this. So I did end up finding a bronzer, and that's a bit dark too. And then I did find this really nice blush. It's called Toast. So I'm just going to go in with those next and see what happens. Is the color of the bronzer. It comes with its own little thing, and I'm not going to use that. I have an e.l.f. brush, and I'm going to use that just because obviously e.l.f. is inexpensive, and these ones are the ones with the white handles say they are only $1 as well. So I'm just going to see if I can contour a little bit with this bronzer here. There's a lot of color that's flying off of the packaging. Go in and try to contour this without making it look too crazy. All in all, it's not a bad color so far. It's a bit patchy, but that could also be because my brush is a little bigger. So first impressions, the color's not bad for my skin, and it's not hard to blend out, which is nice. It kind of blends out nicely. I don't really know if it's going to stay for the long period of time that it's supposed to stay, but alright, let's try the blush. I'm going to go in and blush up my cheeks a little bit. So I did find an eyeshadow pigment that could actually be used as a highlighter, so I will be doing a highlight as well. They didn't have a highlight per se, so that is the color that it's supposed to be, so it looks a little darker than what it is on my face, so that's interesting. This is the highlighter that I found. This is kind of, it's in this little weird container, so you pop off the lid and you pull this little brush out, and then inside it's got like a weird thing where you just stick the brush back in. Guess I'm just gonna try to use this right in here. Oh, I found a better way to do it. So I just flipped it up and started pouring out the pigment into my hand, so we'll see if that works a bit better. I'll just go in and do both of these sides. It is a nice highlighter. It's got a little bit of a peachy tinge to it, which is kind of nice. So at the dollar store, I didn't find anything to do your eyebrows with. So because I have the Essence brow fixing wax, I'm going to go in with that. Eyebrows are on, and I was using the medium brown and the Ardell eyebrow powder. That was really inexpensive. I think I paid like $2 for that one. Next is eyeshadow, and I found this interesting palette. Looks like this. It's a better view of them. That's what it looks like. Obviously it comes with a little sponge. I'm not going to use that. I do have some e.l.f. brushes that I'm going to use. So I'm going to go in with this e.l.f. brush here, and I'm going to use the lightest color here and weave that all over my eyelid and up into my eyebrow. That's not doing a whole heck of a lot. Kind of can see that a little bit up against my skin. I am just sticking my brush in there and grabbing as much product as I possibly can. I'm just giving her for sure. Next I'm going to go in with the e.l.f. brush that looks like that. I'm going to use that to blend out, and I'm going to use the next one over. I'm going to just stick that in my crease all the way over. Alrighty. That's not a bad color. I'm going to go in with the next darker one in there. Just put it in between that and just blend that out a little bit. Thinking that's as good as it's going to get with these eyeshadows. There, and that is how that is looking. So I did find an eyeliner at the dollar store, and it is black. It looks like this. It says it has an ultra fine tip, so let's unscrew that and see what it looks like. Oh, that is quite small of a tip. So I'm going to go in and do that. I'm going to bring it. Glides on nice. I can't say that it's amazing because it's really fine tipped. I'm having a hard time actually going and putting it in the spots that I want it in. It's kind of just bouncing up because it's really, really light, but make it a bit better. Oh, it's not too bad. Okay, so I'm just gonna go and do my other eye off camera. Alright, so I did the other eye, and that actually looks pretty good. As long as it dries nicely, it might actually be a pretty decent eyeliner. Obviously, you have to worry about the smudge proof test and see how things like that go, but it was quite easy to apply, and it was nice and smooth. Next on, we have some mascara. This is from a different brand. It's called Billie. I'm just gonna go in and do my mascara. I'm not gonna apply too much because I did find eyelashes, so I am gonna go in and do some eyelashes. Not too bad. It's not getting too clumpy, so that's nice. I did find glue as well. That's the adhesive. It's supposed to be a clear glue, so I'm not sure how well it's gonna look. But those are the eyelashes. Let's see if it's actually gonna work. Well, it bubbled up, so let's see. Oh yeah, there's some glue in there. Okay. Ooh, it's very liquidy. I just moved my hand and it kind of just did that, so we'll see how well that works. I'm going to take my tweezers and take one of these eyelashes. Okay, so I'm going to take one of those eyelashes off, and I'm going to apply it in that line, which actually might help. The glue is all over the lashes, and it might look a little bit like a disaster, so I'm going to go in and apply that. We'll see how well it goes. They might be a little too long. I think I probably should have cut them a little bit before I had tried to put them on, but not bad indeed. I probably wouldn't use the eyelash glue from the dollar store for these, but they do. It does tack up really well. So I'm just gonna go in and put the other one on. So I got both of those eyelashes on, and they are actually decent eyelashes. The eyelash glue is a bit stingy. It's bothering my eyes a tiny little bit. So I wouldn't recommend using the actual eyelash glue from the dollar store. Use a Duo or a House of Lash eyelashes glue, but these actually tend to look quite decent. So then I also found a lipstick, and it is called Mauve. So this is what it looks like. So I'm just going to apply that, and it's going to bring the look together. It's not the best pigment, but it does go on really smooth, and it definitely doesn't feel like it's going to dry my lips out. Because of the way it's tipped like that, it's actually really easy to get into those. So that is the finished look. Not bad for dollar store makeup. I think I spent $17 on all of the stuff together. So if you liked my video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel so you can see all the fun, new, exciting videos I'm going to be doing.